Right then, next episode, Transit van, V8 Transit. Welcome back to the channel, Happy New Year, hope you had a good Christmas. We're filming Jack's Transit today. We've put a few videos of it up already on. So we're up at the workshop at the moment. Jack's going to do the talk through on how he made it, how he got the engine in there. We've been asked a few questions about it and how we did it, so he's going to go through it all. It's been proven to be quite a popular van on TikTok and on Instagram when we put it up. So we're also going to take it out filming what it was made for, which is
going sideways and doing donuts.
Right then, we'll start in the engine, which is what the most questions are about. So it is out of E39?
E39 535i V8 Beamer.
So how did he get it in there? I think that's the most popular question is how. But it's kind of like, it doesn't come with an instruction manual how to do it. The instruction manual's up top.
And they brought me noggin.
In the noggin. But it's kind of like you've got a collection of parts. You've got the engine, you've got the very small wheels, and then just decided to think, I don't know.
Well, I bought the wheels first, then I bought the van. And then I took the van apart, and then I nicked Dad's car when he went out to pick Mother's mother up for Christmas. And yeah, when he came home, the engine was in there. With a lot of chopping and beating. I mean, it was, well,
Challenge?
to say the least.
Was it more getting the wheels on than the engine in, wasn't it? Or
yeah,
not?
well, I sort of got the engine in and then realised that the wheels were massive. Stuck the engine in of some description with a bit of help from my brother. Get that scratching together. And then once I got everything in the front, I got into the steering wheel section and came up with a very big problem in there. Very big problem.
So the chassis leg thing.
The chassis legs were too wide for the car because, well, for the van, because obviously it was on little 6J wheels to start with, so they went out towards the outside of the van, and then when I went to put the 12s on, obviously the chassis legs were in the way because I couldn't get the steering out of it and stuff, so I cut the right side off and put it on the left side and put the left side on the right side, on the right side, because then they sort of tapered back in a bit then, so I could get the engine in and get the wheels under it. It's hard to describe really, it was just a labour of friggin' love, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's about the easiest way to say it.
It's kind of one of those things you just start and you just keep cutting and keep banging away until it's in there.
I wanted it, so it was going to happen. That was it, really.
And the other question you get asked a lot is the front grille.
Yes, that is a standard front bumper. Well chopped and well filled.
It's the Ford.
The bars obviously used to go through here. Now they've been chopped out and just took the edge out of it. This is some honeycomb off of eBay, and then this one I had laser cut out on a plasma card out of 4mm metal.
Yeah, if you get quite a few people have asked about the front grille.
I have got the other half to the grill in my house, where it's all been cut out of. And obviously I've got two number plates screwed inside there. A few screws coming out the other way for the filler, and then just filler the bumper over.
Your actual number plates in there.
There's two number plates screwed into the bumper, and then filler over with some screws stuck out of it to make it all grip.
Inside. Oh, you'd like to show your brother.
Yeah, I know. We can't help ourselves.
Right, inside then, seats. This doesn't look like a normal seat.
No, that is two front seats out of an S1 Turbo Escort, chopped up and welded back together.
Parts to make it recliner.
We got some open that door. If you open that door, you'll see it. A little bit down there, because that was Josh's rally gearbox.
Oh, so it's off the Quaife box.
That's the Quaife gears out of the gearbox when they wore out. We got one each side to make it recline, and then you got yourself a dual reclining Recaro seat for your Transit. Some plonker put really wide wheels on, and obviously your foot usually are down in here on a Transit for throttle pedals, but I seem to have a big wheel in the way, so I had to sort of come over and back a mile, as you can see by the column, just so I could accommodate myself in there, really, and the bias pedal box on the floor. And then you can use it. That wasn't meant to happen. That wasn't meant to happen, Bert. Got far too excited then.
So
you put that on, I'm going to slap you. You put that on, I'm going to slap you.
So we've had to move the seats back because the wheel now is where the pedals used to be.
Yes.
So you've got to move the pedals over and everything back.
Yeah.
How far back do you have to move it all?
They've gone over 6 inches, the pedals. I reckon I've moved them. On the column, nothing's in the right place there, it's all new. I must have come a foot back, I reckon. At least a foot back.
Because you're kind of level with the pillar.
Stealth driving, this is.
So when
Looks like ghost driving.
When anyone drives past, it's just see a pair of hands.
Especially in your old hands down here. You just don't see me.
No one's there.
Nobody's driving.
Right then, what have we done in here?
I've chopped some parts and welded some bits together.
What we got? That's not normal. Right,
this is the only original part of the Transit here at the moment. It's that bit there.
Oh, is that? So those would have been up here?
Yeah, that cut there and there is. That bit there would have been on the edge of there.
So you've added that section in the middle, yeah, to give you wheel clearance?
I've added about 10 inches back here, because obviously you've got to allow for the shocker and everything else to go down the back.
Yeah.
A few other bits and bobs. This is the new chassis legs here. I could have made it look tidier, but I'm not really that worried. Yeah, that's the new chassis legs, so that obviously the axle can come up far enough to make it look good. Otherwise it just looks junk.
4-link bars?
You've got some 4-link bars at the front. Obviously there is no plans, you just got to keep cutting until it goes in, really.
4-link bars.
Yeah, so yeah, you got your 4-link bars there. This is strut towers. This is just a bit of 6-inch, like 4 or 5 mil wall water tube, basically. Bit of steel. If it works.
It works.
It works.
Definitely works.
Yeah. 2 bits of scaffold tube going back down onto the outriggers of the chassis, so we didn't have to put a strut brace in. And a bit of exhaust speed bump there to let it through. I can't think of much else past that in there.
Right, back suspension, rear suspension,
well,
and the axle and all that crap.
I started with M5 BMW parts in it. Whole rear end built pretty much like there's a Transit custom being built on one of the Transit sites on Facebook at the minute, That was how I did have it. How he had it. How he's got it in his. But with the foot weights on the back, I kept snapping shafts. I got fed up with changing everything with shafts and diffs. So I reverted back to the old Transit axle that was in it. Cut, I think it was six inches out of each side. Shortened the axle down. Then we lathed the shafts off. Lathed the hole through the middle. Poked the shaft through the plate on the Transit. Welded it both sides. Cut the excess off. Put it back in. Welded the diff. I tramp it forever and a day, as you can see now, because the donuts give up on the prop. But yeah, it hasn't broke yet. See, we got 4 link bars in it. I mean, we've had to up it to inch joints, because the ones we use on the Escort just look pathetic in here, really, because the van's so big. Yeah, 4 linked it. Then I made up Watts link on the back as well. That was interesting. That took a little while to make. By the time I planned it and cut it and had a few bits lasered out and stuff. As you can see, I had a ring lasered out. Oh, I had my ring lasered out. Oh yeah, I had a ring laser. Had a ring lasered out to go onto the back plate, and then we made the braces up. Made some bits up. It is just trial and error. It really is a lot of trial and error. Same with the exhaust. I didn't like it coming underneath, so I went for all the punishment and putting it all up over the top.
That's what we did with the Datsun.
So you can't see it. Well,
yeah.
Went up over the top.
Up over the top.
I can't put them under. They don't come out of factory under, so it's got to go over.
You had a bit more room than me as well.
Yeah. Well, not when it's down on the floor, right? Axle sits about here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, here's where the 5 Series parts were in it. When I started with 5 Series.
What suspension you got on the back? What is it?
It's 2 1/4 5 Series specs all round on it. I might be changing them for 2 1/4 specs for an X5, because obviously the van's quite a bit heavier than the 5 Series Beamer, so it might make it drive better, or it could just be an error in the build work. But you know, it's not bad considering.
How long ago did you build this van?
About 5-6 years ago.
So you built it 5 or 6 years ago. Because one of the comments on TikTok was things to be crashed by the end of the year.
Hey, no.
Yeah, but if it's been going strong for 5 years, and
I've already done it, so I'm not worried.
It's already going.
I've already been there and done that.
Exhaust system. Let's go through that bit, because you've...
We got a nice 3-inch dump tube. I think it's 3 inches, could be 4. Can't remember now. Long time since I've done it. 3-inch dump tube, one each side. We got some exhaust flaps on it, so we can make it really noisy at the headers. Which, yes, it's definite. X-piece here for a crossover, so that it sounds better. Obviously it's falling apart by the looks of it. I've had to cut the side out of the fuel tank and weld the plastic bit in to get the prop down the side. And then the gear stick is the best part, I think, because that is just 2 4-inch door hinges. Mind your head on that.
Take said light. Right, what are we looking?
Here, this is said door hinge. Here, we got another door hinge over there. We got a bottom rose joint off of Josh's rally car here, which is the gear sticks attached to. Then we got some 3D printer parts up here. These bits. We got 3 of those in there with some rods which help everything run freely, as you can see.
So the gear selector is a door hinge?
Yes. 2 4-inch door hinges and some 3D printer parts. I was very confused on how to build it, so that's what I ended up with.
that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on the next one where we're going to do a workshop video because we've been busy with the cars.